As a community mourns, we honor the Lake County deputies shot in the line of duty, the hero we lost, and those who are still fighting. Our thoughts are with their families. In times of tragedy, Central Florida comes together. We are with you.
We've got the largest network of weather cameras anywhere in the region, so you can keep your family safe. You can depend on the Fox 35 Storm Team.
Live from Fox 35 News, you're watching Good Day Orlando.
Well, now at 4, break out those pencils and book bags. The first day of school is here. From the classroom to the bus stop, Fox 35 is here to set you up for success. And that all starts with your forecast this morning. Well, thanks so much for joining us here at 4 o'clock on this Monday morning. I'm Deborah Cho. Here with me in the Storm Center is Storm Team Meteorologist Jessica Dobson. All right, Jess, it's an exciting day for a lot of students and also, I'm sure, parents out there, too. So how is the school forecast today?
It's going to be very similar to like what we've seen the past couple of days.
Okay.
We'll have a lot of heat, humidity, so make sure the kids have plenty of water.
Okay.
Make sure they have the water bottle ready to go, or maybe fill it up.
With ice.
Yes, with lots of ice water at that, because it's going to be hot, and then we'll be dealing with some afternoon showers and thunderstorms.
Okay, so pack an umbrella and maybe a little raincoat or something.
Yes,
okay.
That's probably going to be a good idea. But let's go ahead and talk about temperatures this morning, because this is going to help to set the stage for what's to come as we head to the afternoon hours. Temperatures right now in the mid-70s, pretty typical, upper 70s for a few spots, 76 right now in Orlando, 77 in Bithlo, 76 in Palm Coast and Daytona Beach, up to 78 in DeLand in Leesburg, and 77 as well in Claremont, 75 even in Winter Haven at this hour. So let's talk about your school day forecast, because as we get you out the door this morning, we're going to be nice and dry for the most part. We've seen a couple of very hit and miss sprinkles, but we're looking to stay mainly dry as we head to the midday hours. On the way home, though, as many kids are heading home from school, we're going to be expecting the return of some showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures are also going to be very hot and humid. We're looking at highs climbing into the mid-90s by this afternoon, but even as early as around midday, we're looking at temperatures almost at the 90-degree mark. So it is going to be just a downright very hot, humid day. We do have a heat advisory in place for a couple of our counties. That does include Flagler and Marion counties, along with parts of Alachua and Gilchrist counties. And this is going to be because of the fact that our heat index, it is going to be soaring to right around the 104 to possibly as high as the 108 range. So that is what it will feel like today once we do factor in both the temperatures, which will be very hot, and then also once we factor in that high humidity, which is certainly going to be a factor on a day like this. So just make sure, even if you're not heading off to school, that you're drinking plenty of water on a day like this, because it is going to be a scorcher. Coming up, I'll talk more on what we can expect in terms of those rain chances. I'll give you an hour-by-hour look at the forecast. That's coming up in a few minutes. But until then, Deborah, I'll send it back over to you.
All right, Jess, thank you. Well, it is the first day of class for most of Central Florida. In total, students in 8 counties will head back to school this morning. That includes Orange, Seminole, Volusia, Osceola, Lake, Marion, Brevard, and Flagler County. Students in Sumter County will go back this Wednesday. Now in Orange County, some families can breathe a sigh of relief. Officials confirm a pair of schools will be ready for classes today after months of construction. Luminary Middle School and Howard Middle School gave the all clear to parents over the weekend. The start of the new year was actually up in the air as officials raced to get the necessary inspections and approvals done. Many parents reached out to us upset over the uncertainty, but now many seem ready to start the new year on the right foot.
Getting this last minute notification wasn't the most ideal situation, but we make do with it.
I'm excited for all my classes and just to check out what's going to happen this year. I was a bit nervous for the school to start, but still happy.
Well, students at Howard Middle will return to a new roof and a new gym. Luminary Middle is a freshly built building. Parents got their first look at an open house last night. Well, and this year in Orange County, students will have new safety measures on their bus ride. Fox 35 spoke with Gary Giddens, a local bus driver of more than 20 years, and he talked with us about some new changes and what they mean for other drivers as well.
And we have lights up top here and lights up at night so you can see the bus really good. We have a strobe light that blinks real bright so it can be seen anywhere. And we got cameras all over the place. We got cameras outside, we got cameras inside. So if anybody runs the stop sign, this bus here particularly has a camera that will take a picture of the car.
So bus drivers will also have access to a new tablet so parents can keep track of their kids and make sure they are on their assigned bus. And today also is a big day for local law enforcement because they want to remind parents about celebrating the big start of the school safely. We're talking about those back to school signs and also posts on social media. So police officers say it's best to leave out your child's last name, school name, teacher's name, and grade level from those posts. Also, be sure to leave out any house numbers on street signs in those back to school photos. Well, Good Day Orlando is here to help get you back to school. You can head over to our website, fox35orlando.com. We have a list of all of our back to school stories. Coming up in our next hour, we will have live team coverage as we count down to the start of class. Well, the time now is 4:05 this morning. Happening today in DeLand, service at a new Sunrail station will begin. The grand opening was on Friday. Now, this is now Sunrail's northernmost stop in Central Florida. The station is located near the intersection of Old New York Avenue and Grand Avenue South, about 3 miles west of DeLand's historic downtown. This is now the 17th station in Sunrail's network. Some DeLand residents we spoke with say it's actually an easier alternative to taking I-4 instead.
This is about connecting all of Central Florida, bringing people to DeLand, letting people from DeLand go enjoy what 4 other counties have. But I'm really focused on bringing people here to Barry and then to DeLand, to America's greatest downtown.
The new station also connects with Amtrak, and there will be a shuttle to and from downtown DeLand. Well, new this morning, jury selection begins today for the woman accused of killing her neighbor. Marion County prosecutors say Susan Lawrence shot and killed A.J. Owens during a confrontation at Lawrence's front door. Now, she is charged with manslaughter. Owens' son will be taking the stand as a witness. Opening statements are slated for Tuesday. A somber service in honor of Master Deputy Bradley Link. Hundreds came together in Lake County for a celebration of his life. Link was killed in the line of duty more than about a week ago. Now, Good Day Orlando took you live to Claremont on Saturday as the ceremony got underway. This lasted for about an hour and 15 minutes. Nearly 2,000 people came to pay their respects, with law enforcement officers visiting from as far as Key West. Bradley's wife, Brittany Link, delivered a message about the love of her life, who she met when she was 18 years old.
Love each other without restraint, be kind to all, and have faith that God is good. Have Bradley's heart for the needy, the broken, the rejects, and the lonely.
Now, officials say that Master Deputy Link was able to fire off at least a shot at his assailants, allowing his fellow deputies to escape with their lives. Now, Deputy Harold Howell, who was shot in the wrist during the ambush, attended Saturday's service. Meanwhile, Deputy Stefano Gargano is still in the hospital. He has undergone almost half a dozen surgeries this week. We are told, though, he is recovering well. Well, the time now is 4:07. Now to an update to a double shooting in Sanford. Police have identified Santana Sutton as a suspected shooter. Cops say he allegedly shot his ex-girlfriend and another man after an argument. Now, this happened on Sunday at the Twin Lakes Apartments on Bearwood Lane. Both victims had to go to the hospital, but no update on their condition. Sutton is from Orlando. Now, tips to crime line that led to an arrest in this case could be eligible for a $1,000 reward. Well, coming up next on Good Day Orlando, a local shop decides to call it quits after more than 50 years in the business. What customers will miss most about the store. And summer is winding down, but cases of COVID-19 appear to be ramping up. What this means for the start of the new school year. And as students head back to school today, wanted to share some facts and some figures. So according to the latest U.S. Census, more than 70 million children and adults were enrolled in school from nursery school all the way to college. So stay with us. Our back to school coverage continues all morning long. Time now is 4:10.
It's a Florida preseason showdown.
Lawrence looking deep in the end zone. Touchdown!
Bucks and the Jags, live from Everbank Stadium. Saturday night at 7:30 on Fox 35.
Tonight's primetime lineup on Fox 35 is sponsored by Sadie Kia, Central Florida's favorite dealer.
Name that tune.
Have you ever wondered if you're the smartest person in the room?
How are
folks in these swing states reacting to the events over the last few weeks? Join us as we dig in and drill down on Battleground.
Tonight at 11:30 on Fox 35.
Welcome back. Well, it's the end of an era for one shop in Orlando, East to West Records, an institution on South Orange Ave, opened about 53 years, and it's now closed for good. In an online post, the store says it's been an incredible journey and thanked longtime fans for their support. We talked to customers who took advantage of a half-off sale over the weekend.
How do you feel now that it's your last weekend?
That's why I had to come back over here again, because the memories of coming here all these years, buying music. So I had to step foot in him one more last time.
Now, the store was opened in 1971. The original owner sold the shop in 2018 to the current owner, Bobby Saros, who made the decision to close. Well, the time now is 4:14. Let's get a check of our first day of school forecast with Jessica Dobson. So, Jess, it sounds like it's going to be a very similar day that we're all experienced to here in Florida.
Yeah, it's going to be a very quintessential Florida-like day, but still a day where it's going to be very hot and humid, even by Florida standards. So you want to make sure that you are preparing accordingly when it comes to making sure you're drinking plenty of water. Here's a live view, though, of our Port Canaveral camera. We can see Exploration Tower there lit up really nicely. It's a dry start to the morning for most of us, and for that school bus forecast, it is going to be a warm and muggy start to the day with increasing chances of showers and storms. You'll see temperatures going to be warming into the mid-90s for the 4 o'clock hour, so it is going to be a toasty day. So as we're getting outside, getting the kids ready to go, just keep that in mind that we are going to be expecting very hot temperatures. You'll even notice it as you step outside this morning. We'll start off in the upper 70s through the 8 o'clock hour before a high of 95 today in Orlando, 93 in DeLand and Leesburg, up to 92 in Daytona Beach, 94 in St. Cloud, and around 93 for your forecast high today in Titusville. Once we do factor in, though, that humidity, which is going to be on the high side once again, it's going to feel closer to, say, around 103 to as high as 107 to even 108. A heat advisory is in place for parts of Flagler County and also into Marion and Alachua, as well as Gilchrist County. So something to keep in mind as you're getting the kids out the door this morning. Maybe put an extra water bottle in the backpack, fill it up with lots of ice and cold water, so that way they are going to be good to go on a day like this. But let's talk about our storm tracker radar this morning, because we don't have a whole lot in the way of showers or thunderstorm action this morning, but we have a couple of very isolated downpours across parts of Seminole County. And as we take a closer view, we can see these are very hit and miss, but just to the north of Altamont Springs, you can see that's where we do have right along Highway 1792. That's where we actually have one of those downpours setting up shop. So Brooks actually said he ran into one this morning, and it was a lot of heavy rain, so it's just a very small area. So we could see a couple of those as we head into the rest of today. But as far as this afternoon is concerned, we are going to be expecting those scattered showers and storms, especially as the sea breeze gets going. This is going to be especially true as we head into the afternoon hours. That's when we have the best chances of seeing these showers and storms before things eventually taper off as we head into tonight. Probably not quite as widespread as what we saw yesterday, but we're looking at around a 50 to 60% chance. Slightly lower, though, closer to the beaches. I would say closer to about a 40% chance along the coast today. And so in terms of what to wear, bottom line, for one, you want to make sure you're bringing the water bottle, but also maybe the umbrella or rain jacket, shorts, sunglasses, throw in the sunscreen too, so that way you are going to be good to go as you head out the door this morning. Again, temperatures will be climbing to right around 85 degrees through the 10 o'clock hour, 89 through lunchtime, and then 92 as early as 2 o'clock today. But all right, let's talk about our latest when it comes to the tropics, because we now have what will likely be our nesto, whether that's a tropical storm or a hurricane. But as of right now, it looks like it actually will become a hurricane. So in terms of the speed right now, it's actually moving fairly quickly, almost up to 25 miles per hour. So it is booking in, and that's essentially preventing it from strengthening very much. So this is going to be future our nesto, and the good news is it's going to curve away from the United States. It is, though, going to impact parts of Puerto Rico as we head to about midweek, and that's where they do have some watches and warnings in place there. It looks like as of right now, as it curves further to the north, it could strengthen to around a Category 2 hurricane, and that's going to be by the end of the week. So we still have a long ways to go, but it could become a tropical storm here over the next day or so. But again, winds of around 30 miles per hour, and we're expecting this to just really steer its way away from the U.S., which is good news. Obviously, if you have any plans or know any friends or family in Puerto Rico, you want to make sure that they are in good shape. Maybe give them a call if possible to make sure they are aware of the situation. So looking at the next 7 days, you'll see we do have off and on shower and thunderstorm chances. Very hot and humid temperatures continue as well. Rain chances do look to be slightly lower, though, into the weekend, about a 40 to 50% chance. It is 4:18. It's now time for Snap the Sun this morning. This is from Dennis. This is going to be in Sebastian, Florida. And this is, he says, a fireball rising, a beautiful view of a sunrise there. We love seeing your sunrise photos. You can head over to our website, fox35orlando.com/snap, or you can scan the QR code on your screen there to submit your photo. All right, it's 4:19. Let's check on the roadways this morning with SkyFox traffic as well. And we have a lot of green on our map, so no major incidents to report at this time. Hopefully we can keep it that way so we have a nice, smooth, easy go of things on the back to school today. But keep in mind, too, you're probably going to run into a little more traffic than what you might normally be used to, so give yourself just some extra time to get out the door. All right, Deborah, I'll send it back over to you.
All right, I will take it. Thank you, Jess. Well, COVID-19 cases are on the rise as summer winds down. Health experts are pointing to several factors behind that surge. Fox's Deborah Valentine takes a closer look at the rise in infections and how this could impact a new school year. Well, still ahead on Good Day Orlando, claims of plagiarism are creating some controversy on the campaign trail. We're going to look at the debate over ending taxes on tips. And more Americans are joining running clubs, not just to get fit, but to find connections. What experts are saying about the growing trend. Time now is 4:21 on this Back to School Monday. We'll be right back.
Good Day Orlando is sponsored by WOW Fiber Internet, starting at $30 per month. Go to wowfiber.com for offer details and service areas. Wow.
The party has started. I hope you can come down after the show and join us as we raise money and get school supplies to families in need. And we're doing that through our friends at One Heart for Women and Children.
Welcome back. Time now is 4:24. Well, new this morning, cities across the country are seeing a rise in the popularity of running clubs. According to data by the ticket website Eventbrite, the number of running and walking clubs increased by 69% from 2022 to 2023, and attendance at those events surged 170% during the same time period. Runners are not only trying to get fit, but they're also pounding the pavement for a personal connection.
People are really looking for, more than anything, is a chance to socialize together in a way that is healthy and wholesome.
Experts say single people are joining running clubs as a fresh and active way to meet others instead of tirelessly swiping through potential matches on dating apps. Well, a secret agent and his team of miniature henchmen are among the new releases available in entertainment this week. Fox's Ashley Dvorkin runs down the list of what is new in Hollywood. Ooh, I gotta listen to that album. All right, well, coming up next on Good Day Orlando, a new school year leads to some serious fines for drivers who speed through those school zones. The warning from law enforcement as classes start back up this morning. Plus, a new era in DeLand services for a new Sunrail location begin today. How local officials plan to use this to connect Central Florida. The time now is 4:27 on this Monday morning. We'll be right back.
It's hurricane season. Download the Fox 35 Storm Team app. Fox 35 News at 10 is #1. Thank you for making us your choice for late news. Join us tonight for Central Florida's most watched late news. Noah knows. Watch Noah Bergeron weeknights on Fox 35. Live from Fox 35 News, you're watching Good Day Orlando.
Well, now at 4:30, so long summer break. It's the first day of school for most of Central Florida. 8 counties will welcome students back to the classroom this morning. And of course, to get you prepared for the first day of school, we are here. Thanks for joining us here at 4:30. I'm Deborah Cho, here with Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson. All right, Jess, so yesterday, those storms were pretty gnarly.
Yes.
Lots of rain.
Absolutely. It was so loud. The rain was
the thunder,
intense.
the lightning, all of it. Is that going to be something today that kids are going to see?
Maybe. It's going to be a lot more isolated today versus what we saw yesterday. Those who see it, it'll be, very few and far between compared to what we saw yesterday. But it's going to be hot.
Yeah, you guys were saying it's like triple digit, feels like temperatures, right?
It's going to be really hot and humid today. So just make sure you're drinking water. You make sure the kids have their water bottles ready to go, whether they're full or they're going to fill them up at school. Regardless, just make sure they are going to be staying hydrated. It's 76 degrees right now in Orlando, 76 in Bithlo, 78 in Titusville and Cocoa Beach, 76 in Melbourne, 75 in Palm Coast, and 77 right now in DeLand. So overall, not a bad start to our day, but your school day forecast looks like this. We are going to be seeing temperatures warm up rather quickly. So we'll start off right around the upper 70s for the majority of us, right around 77 degrees for your school bus in Orlando, your bus stop forecast this morning, that is. Midday, so recess or lunch, looking around 89 degrees. So if the kids are going to be heading outside, it might be a short recess for today. And then as we head into the afternoon hours on the way home, by about 3 o'clock, temperatures will be warming to 93 degrees. It is going to be very hot and humid with increasing shower and thunderstorm chances. Now for today, it's not going to be a complete and total washout for everyone. In fact, most of these are going to be very scattered for the most part, but it's still going to be very hot and humid. 95 degrees today in Orlando will be our forecast high, 95 in Sanford, 95 as well in Bithlo, 93 in Leesburg, Claremont, and also into Bushville and the Villages. So it's going to be a hot day. Once we factor in that humidity, this is where it really starts to hurt, right? Once we see that humidity factored into our temperatures, this is not even including any sort of sunshine. It's going to feel closer to say 106 to 107 for many of us this afternoon. So yeah, that is going to be a sweltering day. Coming up, I'll give you the hour-by-hour look at future radar to let you know who will see the rain and wind. That'll be coming up in a few minutes. But until then, Deborah, I'll send it back over to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Jess. In Orange County, some families can breathe a sigh of relief. Officials confirm a pair of schools will be ready for classes today after months of construction. Fox 35's Chris Lindsay looks at what led up to that last-minute decision. Well, Howard Middle School students will return with a new roof and also a new gym. Luminary Middle is a freshly built building. For most, last night was actually their first look at the building. Now, with more people on the road today, law enforcement wants to send a message. Don't forget, don't speed through a school zone. And used to speeding in the school zone will cost you about $100. It is also a civil infraction, meaning it does not go on your insurance. You will just have to pay a fine to the city.
Parents are counting on us, the police department, to make sure their kids, when they go to school, get there safely and come home safely. And that's a huge undertaking, a huge responsibility that we don't take lightly.
Eustis police are working to get cameras at 3 additional schools. The Leesburg Police Department is right behind them. They want cameras at all 8 of their schools. Well, Good Day Orlando is here to help get you back to school. You can head over to our website, fox35orlando.com. We do have a list of all of our back to school stories. And then in less than 30 minutes at 5 o'clock, we will have live team coverage as we count down to the start of class. Well, the time now is 4:35, and service at Sunrail's newest stop in DeLand starts today. It's now Sunrail's northernmost stop in Central Florida. Fox 35's Matt Trezza took a ride and shares everything you need to know. Well, a second teenager now faces murder charges after a drug turned deadly in person. Now, we first brought you this story as breaking news on Good Day Orlando. The Volusia County Sheriff's Office arrested a 15-year-old boy over the weekend. A 17-year-old girl was already in custody. Deputies say they both shot and killed a teen who was supposed to sell them marijuana. The victim's friend was hurt in the shooting. That's why both suspects also faced attempted murder charges. Now, out of DeLand now, one person is dead after a crash on East International Speedway Boulevard. We're told the driver was headed west when they tried to cross over onto North Woodland Boulevard. That is where, somewhere in between, though, the driver lost control and hit a tree. Now, that driver died at the scene, and they were the only person in the car at the time. The investigation is still ongoing. From Fox 35 Mission Control, we are counting down to an early morning launch from the Space Coast. SpaceX is expected to send up a Falcon 9 rocket at 6:37 a.m. The launch was scrubbed on Sunday with less than a minute to liftoff. You can watch the launch right here live on Good Day Orlando. Well, coming up next on Good Day Orlando, the Lake Mary All-Stars won't be in school this morning because they are getting ready for the Little League World Series. How the team is preparing for their big moment. And the power of yoga could be key when it comes to helping your kids. We're going to explain why some schools are implementing this exercise. And as students head back to school today, I wanted to share some facts and figures. According to the latest U.S. Census, more than 46 million students were enrolled in public K through 12 schools. There you go. Stay with us because our back to school coverage continues all morning long. The time now is 4:40 on this Monday morning.
Are you ready to go back to school? You've got this, and Good Day Orlando is here to help.
I'll save you time on your morning drive.
So your kids can step out in style and be ready for any weather.
Plus news for parents like healthy lunch hacks and tech tools to study smart.
Start your mornings with Good Day Orlando.
We'll take a live look through our Launch Credit Union camera at Port Canaveral this morning in Brevard County. Good morning to you. If you're just now waking up with us, time now is 4:43 on the dot. Well, caught on camera, two water spouts in action not far from one another. This was actually off the coast of Panama City Beach. They formed over the weekend near the shore of Shell Island. Now, luckily, nobody was hurt, but the National Weather Service says seeing two form at the same time is actually quite rare. Yeah, that seems like it would be quite rare, Jess.
Yeah, I mean, if you see something like that, it's probably a good idea to head inside.
We appreciate the video, but
yes, of course. And anytime you take a weather video like this, we always appreciate it, obviously, but we want to make sure you're doing so safely and to where you're not going to put yourself or anyone else in danger, right? But yeah, that's some really remarkable video. It is pretty rare that you don't see too many of them kind of stacked up like that next to each other. But all right, let's talk about a live view outside, because obviously it's going to be a busy morning for many folks out there as we get you ready to get back to school. This is a live view of our iDrive camera in Orange County, where we can see traffic flowing smoothly this morning. But if you're heading off to the school bus stop at around, say, 8 a.m., 79 degrees is what you can expect. So it is going to be a hot start to our day. I mean, very warm. And then we're talking hot temperatures for this afternoon. So as many kids are heading home from school today, we're looking at temperatures right around the mid-90s. And then we have a 40% chance of some showers and thunderstorms for today. So not nearly as widespread as what we saw yesterday, but we're still expecting a good soaking rain for those who do see it. Afternoon high temperatures will climb into the mid-90s for the most part. 95 degrees today in Orlando, closer to the low 90s for areas across Brevard County, say Cocoa Beach into Melbourne, right around 90 degrees for high there, 91 in New Smyrna, 92 in Daytona Beach for this afternoon. Once we do factor in that humidity, which will be on the higher side, it's going to feel closer to right around the triple digits into the 107 degree range. So it is going to be a sweltering day. Just make sure your kids or you yourself are staying hydrated and have plenty of water to drink, especially on a day like this. We actually do have a heat advisory for a couple of our counties. It does include Flagler and Marion counties, also Alachua County and into Gilchrist County. It's where we have that heat advisory in place today because it is going to be approaching dangerously hot levels at some parts of the day. So looking at our Fox 35 storm tracker radar this morning, we're pretty dry for the most part. We do have the smallest blip that has kind of popped up on the radar in Seminole County. So if you encounter a downpour or two in Seminole County, this is going to be near the 1792, and this is going to be very close to, say, just north of the Altamont Springs area. So that's where we're going to be expecting maybe an isolated shower or two this morning. But otherwise, really, we're expecting a pretty dry start to our day. Pretty high risk of rip currents as we head into the end of this week and into the weekend as well. So something to keep in mind. Looking at your 7-day forecast, you'll see temperatures remain hot and humid over the next several days. Feeling very summer-like in Florida, about a 40 to 50% chance of rain between today and tomorrow. A little higher by midweek at a 60% chance. All right, it is 4:47. Time now for a check of traffic with Skyfox Traffic this morning. And taking a look at some of our drive times, you can see we're in the green, which is good. If you're traveling on I-4 West from Lake Mary Boulevard to Colonial Drive, just 12 minutes for you this morning. I-4 eastbound from the attractions to downtown, 14 minutes. So just keep in mind, plan for a little extra traffic because we are going to be expecting more cars and buses, of course, on the roadways. And of course, keep a close eye on those kiddos at the school bus stop. All right, Deborah, I'll send it back over to you.
All right, I'll take it. Thank you, Jess. Well, as kids get ready to go back to the classroom, they could be returning to some new classes. The CDC is now recommending schools adopt some mental health practices as part of their daily schedule. Fox 35's Jonathan Siri has more. In the Fox 35 Sports Zone, the Edgewater High School football team is overseas to play in the preseason classic. This week, the matchup is against the NFL Academy in the UK on Thursday. There are 70 people going, including players, coaches, and athletic trainers. Edgewater's first varsity football game is on August 23rd on the road at Wekiva High. Well, right now, the Lake Mary All-Stars are getting ready for the Little League World Series. This starts on Wednesday, and we were there at Lake Mary Sports Complex on Thursday when the players were loading up their gear. Families gathered at the park to send them off to Williamsport. The team narrowly missed the World Series last year. One coach says they are giving it their all, and hopefully they will bring home that title to Central Florida.
I just want to represent, our city and of course our state. But I mean, the biggest thing is we love to see the kids. Our motto is just turn the lineup over. Let's see what the next kid can do. You don't have to be a champion. You don't have to be a leader every game. The next player will step up and do his job too.
Now, the players will miss the start of school to play in the series, but they told us they would rather be playing baseball, so they don't mind. And I'm sure that doesn't surprise me at all. I'm sure they don't mind at all. Well, coming up next on Good Day Orlando, a new poll gives us some insight on the race for the White House in swing states. We're going to tell you where each candidate now stands. Plus, panic at the Eiffel Tower, what caused people to stop what they were doing and look up to the sky.
Thank you for making Fox 35 News at 10 Central Florida's most watched late news.
Now remember, early voting is now underway for the upcoming Florida primary. Most of our local counties offer early voting until next Saturday. You will have an extra day until next Sunday. In Orange and Osceola County, the primary is on August 20th. We're also making headlines this morning. Wild moments ahead of the Olympic closing ceremonies in France. The Eiffel Tower was evacuated after a man started to climb the landmark. He was spotted just above the Olympic rings, hanging on the tower near the first viewing deck. Police did later take him into custody. Well, Tropical Storm Debbie is now impacting the nation's blood supply. The Red Cross declared a national blood emergency. Blood drives canceled because of the storm that led to a 25% drop in supply since the beginning of July. They're now urging people to roll up their sleeves and donate if they can. Well, the 5 o'clock hour of Good Day Orlando is coming up next. We have Ryan, Danielle, and Brooks joining us as we continue our back to school coverage. All of that will start after this break. Don't go anywhere.